Welcome back to Much More Ado About Nothing. I'm Susan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Francis.
Hey, Francis, how's it going?
Oh, good. You know what? I'm out of sorts. I've been butt dialing people all day.
Yeah, Francis video chatted with us briefly accidentally before we started.
Yeah. You know what's more unnerving than that is when you find out that you were actually just in my pocket when it started.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it gets hot. And I don't know if it's embarrassment or the phone.
Yeah.
I could just tell and then I hear voices.
Yeah, from your pocket.
Does that happen a lot? You just start hearing voices from your pocket?
Yeah, there's different than the ones in my head.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I'm just like, oh, let me see what's going on at the phone. And then it's like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, like it becomes like this big, like there's like 5-6 people on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a mass, you know.
Yeah, because everybody jumps on.
Yeah, they think that there's like an emergency.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? If there's an emergency, the last thing I'm doing is calling
your improv group.
Yes.
Oh no, call 911. No, I'm gonna call the people I do improv with.
I'm calling an improv emergency.
They're not real doctors, but they know how to pretend to be them poorly.
Yes, and
Don't worry, the object work will get us out of this problem.
Yeah.
So you know, that's why I'm sewing. So I'm a little out of sorts there. So anyway, hey, I understand you have a new, like, really genuine podcast, and
yeah,
it's sort of genuine. It's a thing.
But it's like got promo photos.
It does have promo photos.
It's got like, I mean, it's got like viewers.
It's got a handful.
Yeah. It's called Life in the Credits, and you can find it on pretty much every podcast place, I think.
Yeah, Apple, Spotify, Google, all those.
Yeah. One called Pocket Cast has it, which is like a smaller. I don't know why I'm promoting them. They're not paying me any money, but
you know, and
Francis, you've been a guest.
Yeah, Francis was a guest.
I have been a guest.
I believe fourth episode.
Yeah,
that's
right. No, sixth episode.
Sixth episode. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about micro budgets, micro movies, and those are small budget movies, and Wonder Woman 1984.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Is we like those superhero movies, and you know what? I understand that you've seen Black Widow as
Is it time for another movie review?
I think so. I think that's what that subtle segue was about. We reviewed a superhero movie, and you know what else is a superhero movie? Black Widow.
Sure.
And and if there's any legal issues as well, I will cover them in the legal aspect.
Oh yeah, we got our little legal corner for Francis.
The legal aspect of Black Widow.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, there's a real legal aspect to it. Because
there is. We could discuss it. Yeah.
We do need to talk about that.
Yeah, sure. So, but let's talk about the movie first.
Yes.
Okay.
This stars Scarlett Johansson, who, like every dude, has had a crush on at least one time or another.
Sure.
She's good looking.
I've had a crush on Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, she's hot. I mean, you know, she's cute.
Yeah.
And then who else is in this movie? It's
Florence Pugh, who's great.
She plays the sister.
What's the dad from Stranger Things?
David Harbour.
David Harbour.
And she was in that Midsommar, right?
Midsommar, yeah. That is a much...
Oh, is that what she's from?
Yeah, it's a much different movie than this.
Yeah, that one, you know what? We could review that some other time, but I think I'll need to be on drugs.
I don't know if I can watch that movie again. It was pretty...
Yeah.
The art in that movie.
If you want to watch Grandma jump off a cliff, that's the movie for you.
Yeah.
Man. And then what's the actress from the Mummy movies?
Weisz.
Yeah,
Rachel Weisz, right?
Rachel Weisz.
Or Weisz. I don't know how to say her last name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was she married to Daniel Craig?
I don't think she was, but I don't think they're together anymore.
Some connection to Daniel Craig.
And then the guy from Stranger Things. The Russian. What was he? The Guardian? What was the
Red Guardian?
The Red Guardian. Because then they mentioned the Crimson Dynamo, both Marvel comic Russian superheroes. The Dynamo was like their Iron Man version, and then Red Guardian was a superhero, sort of like he was like a mix of Captain America and Superman, kind of, but more Captain America-ish. And yeah, so basically, this is a pre-Civil War. No, this post-Civil War. It's not. It's because obviously, no. Again, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
she's not alive at the current point of the Marvel universe.
Right.
But
yeah, and I think I'm guessing that, well, we'll get into it. But yes, I think it takes place after Civil War because she's on the run, right?
Correct. It's after the Slovakia Accords or the
Slovenia
Accords.
Yeah, and they reference like that she's not talking to half the team and stuff.
Right.
So now this is a prequel of sorts, or a mequel, like in the middle.
Yeah,
mequel. I like that.
And so she has so whatever it is, you know that it's a story to fill in her backstory a bit. And again, spoiler alert, which is just general. I don't mean to give away plot points, but it just sort of happens.
Yeah.
I think that in this one, she needs to go take care of something regarding the group that created the Black Widow.
Right. So yeah, the Black Widow is an actual program. It was a Russian program, and they make them in a place called the Red Room, where they train women to be assassins.
Right.
And they train them from a very young age. So
yeah, they pretty much kidnap children, and I think there's some mind control stuff going on, right?
So you got MK Ultra, you got a little Pizzagate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, definitely a lot of your conspiracy theories are going on in this one.
Yeah, pour them in a pot. Mix them together.
Yeah, and put some Russian
in there. Yeah. Russian dressing.
Pretty much have it.
Whole bottle of it.
And I thought it was, I thought it was good. It wasn't like the best Marvel movie, but I thought it was good. I mean,
yeah, I liked it.
I was entertained. The characters are fun.
Yeah.
I actually thought the sister and the supporting cast was great. I thought, Scarlett Johansson does a good job, but her character isn't that outgoing.
Yeah. No, she's definitely of the two, she was the straight man, and then Florence Pugh got to really be the funny one. So
yeah, she got to really steal the limelight with her character.
Right. I thought it was, it was put together pretty well. The final action sequence I thought was a little edited weirdly, because I thought it was like there were some inconsistencies in there, but it happened so fast, and I'm not going back because I didn't buy it on Disney Premium or whatever.
Right.
You went to the theater.
Because I don't want Scarlett Johansson mad at me. I went to a theater and saw it.
Yeah, so did we.
And I thought the action sequences they just seemed like disjoint. I thought, wait a minute, I thought that person had a parachute. Wait, I don't wait, what happened there? So I do admit I got a little confused at the final action sequence. The only thing that like I said, pure action movie, but I would say the one thing that kind of bugged me as an actor, I thought Rachel Weisz and the guy from Stranger Things, whose name I can't remember right now,
David Harbour.
Yeah, their Russian accents dropped all the time.
Yeah, they were all over the place for sure.
And I don't. And here's the other thing: the girl from Midsommar, she didn't even need to have a Russian accent, but she had.
No, she didn't, because Scarlett Johansson didn't, and they were both raised in Ohio, weren't they?
Exactly. That's what she would have at least had the ability to speak English because she learned it in the US.
And she was like 5 when they left. So she would have been, I think, too old to really develop much of a Russian accent.
Well, they said their mission in Ohio was 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, but she was clearly, she didn't know it was a mission, and she was clearly had like a Midwest.
Right.
Yeah, she did not have an accent as a kid.
No.
So she should not. You don't I'm going to have an accent. Not that thick.
I mean, unless you're deciding to do that.
Yeah.
Purposefully.
Yeah. And so I don't think I think that it's funny. The best person with the accent, who I thought her accent was like really good, didn't drop it, fine, was the one that didn't need it.
Right.
The other two people should have had Russian accents.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah, you're right. And like, it doesn't even make sense that she has a Russian accent.
Right.
Let's talk about the villains for a second.
No, let's keep on this accent thread. I think there's a lot to unpack here.
I think we covered it. So the villains have these teams of assassins who are mind controlled, and so that the whole point of the movie is they want to like free these people from the mind control. That's their goal, right?
Right.
And I think they want to kill the guy.
And right, and figure out, and then this taskmaster person is after them to get those antidotes back or whatever.
Right.
So I definitely guessed who the taskmaster was as soon as they started filling in that backstory about the guy and the little girl. I mean, Marvel movies aren't supposed to be about the mystery, right? It's not really the point of these movies. It's just supposed to be a fun blockbuster film. But they could have disguised it a little bit better. Of like, I wonder who it is.
Well,
or at least give us a red herring or something.
Being that the Taskmaster was kind of at a time when I wasn't really reading, there was like a little gap there. It was a little surprising because I thought maybe it might have been the Super Adaptoid too. But and I didn't know I didn't know Task. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't, and I thought, oh, maybe it's this. No, it's the Taskmaster. But
and in the comics, Taskmaster is a guy who has a whole different story, so they did change it for the movie.
Right. He wasn't Russian, was he, in the book?
I don't think so.
So I thought it was. I thought that part was a little wonky too. But there was the villain, the bad guy, definitely two-dimensional, not really, but it's not really why you gotta see that movie anyway. So you see Scarlett Johansson jumping around. It's well worth your $15.
And there's one very funny part at the end of the movie where Scarlett Johansson gets the jump on the bad guy.
Right.
And the bad guy's like, well, you can't attack me because you can smell my pheromones and you're programmed to not be able to stop me. Yeah. Well, if you just like step a couple yards back where you can't smell him, then you can throw something at him or shoot him.
Right.
It's sort of a silly thing, but whatever, it's fine.
Now, the other thing we should talk about before we talk about the lawsuit is the post-credit scene.
Okay.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and she plays a character. I think she's from Hydra. Is that right?
I believe so.
Oh, she is from Hydra. So she's a bad guy.
She's a bad guy.
In the comic, she's definitely a bad guy.
Okay.
In the comics, she was Hydra. I'm not sure what she is.
I don't know what she is now.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the comic book side, so I didn't know she was supposed to be a villain. I thought it was supposed to be ambiguous right now.
Well, we'll see what happens, but villain for sure.
Because she is ambiguous now, which is fine. So I thought that is in regard to those post-credit things. I thought it was. I usually like them to be bigger, like when who's the villain? Oh, I think it's going to be Thanos. I like them to be like bigger. This was definitely a smaller kind of reveal, but. Like I said, I didn't think this one was incredibly bad, or I don't think it was. I think it was worth what I paid for. I mean, there have been a lot of bad movies lately coming into the theater.
Yeah,
and I think that this one was pretty good for getting people back to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Disney Plus shows, the Disney ones, the Marvel ones?
Oh yeah, I've watched some of those. I've watched the Loki and WandaVision.
Okay, well I will say when you watch the other one, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Val's going to show up again.
Spoiler, man.
Wow.
Well, he was supposed to see that first.
I was supposed to? Oh man.
Well.
All right.
You don't really need to watch that show anymore.
Yeah, just whatever. So anyway, so then the other thing is, to keep this a whole Black Widow themed episode, so Scarlett Johansson not too happy with the money she's making, because I guess she has some back end points or something, as they say in the industry, where she gets money off the receipts, and she's not she thinks that, I guess, being on Disney Plus as a premium hurt her returns.
Yeah, because I think her deal got money off of ticket sales. But if people can just go on Disney Plus and get it for like $30, I don't know that she might be getting a cut of that, but I don't think as much as she would have. So I think her point is, you took it to streaming early, so you didn't have to pay us as much.
Right. Yeah, and then so she filed a lawsuit, or her lawyers did. Then
she personally she walked into the courtroom in her costume. Paperwork.
Slapped down the paperwork.
I want to file a lawsuit. Man,
exactly like that.
Not how it works.
And then that whole
right. Yeah, and she did the pose.
Which was a funny bit in the movie.
It was very funny.
A very funny bit. And then Disney replied to the lawsuit and said, pretty much that. Is that Scarlett Johansson is trying to take advantage of the situation, and she's not being sensitive of the pandemic and all this stuff.
They pulled out the pandemic card.
Yeah, which, like, if this was some tiny studio that was struggling, I'd be like, oh yeah, that does suck. But like, for Disney to try to be like, oh, think of our poor profits. Like,
they're struggling. Nobody is watching ESPN.
I can't imagine they're struggling with that.
No, they don't. Nobody's going to their theme parks.
That's true.
Some people are still going to the theme parks. Some people are still going.
Yeah.
But it's quite this is a big deal, because I mean, a lot, Warner Brothers is doing this thing where they're also releasing stuff,
people got mad at
HBO
them too.
Max. And all these other companies are trying to figure out how to make money with theaters coming, what's going on. And then just the idea of this, Scarlett Johansson been part of the Marvel from the beginning, for the last 12 years or however long it's been. So for her to get in a fight with them very, very publicly is interesting.
Plus, I mean, obviously her character's dead right now, and maybe they're gonna bring her back, but I think this makes Marvel less inclined to bring her back.
I agree. Now, I was, this is just a theory, but I was thinking that they were going to bring her back only because they didn't make a big deal out of her death, right? Because they made a huge deal out of Tony Stark dying and Chris Evans going back in time.
Yeah, whatever that was. Again, I don't even want to talk about that.
Right. But they didn't make a big deal out of her. So that made me think, well, they're going to bring her back because, they're not done with that character. But
maybe now they are.
But now maybe they're scrapping those plans. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it also highlights that the character, as it has been developed in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, I say this because who knows as it evolves. They're going to add the I would bet Black Widow's sister is going to be the new Black Widow character, and maybe it's going to be different. But I don't think Scarlett Johansson's character is. I think it was hard for that character to be the lead in a movie, to be a focal point in a movie. I think it's a great supporting character. I just don't think it's, and again, I think it's from the way that character's built. Like I think you said, Susan, it's a character that is like doesn't say much. There's not a lot of, it's a very quiet. It's a very, it's a character that reacts to things that go on around it. It's not a character that's, I don't think that's really predisposed to being the central figure in a movie.
No.
So, but we'll see. So
I think Florence Pugh's character could be. I think she's
absolutely
stronger personality in terms of like a leading woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I think that they always played the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow as a team player.
Yeah.
And a support character.
Yeah.
And I don't get that impression from the character of Natasha's sister. So. Who I don't remember her name. Was it?
I don't either.
Natasha's sister. I think that was
Natasha's sister, Romanoff.
Yes, I think that's
Yeah,
what,
what it
that's
is.
very
I don't remember what it is.
So
Learn
yeah,
a few.
Yeah.
So finally, how many Mannies are you giving this movie?
How many Mannies?
Out of 5. 5
Out of
being
5
the
Mannies.
highest, and 0 being horrible.
I'll give it 4 Mannies. I liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
Okay.
I liked all the supporting characters.
Uh-huh.
And I thought Scarlett Johansson played the character
Oh,
well.
sure.
just
I
thought
don't
the
have any problem with
character
her.
itself
Yeah,
was like
no.
super enthralling. But yeah, I thought it was good.
I agree. I think
I'm gonna give it 3.5 Mannies because that scene where the pig couldn't breathe really stressed me out and I wasn't into it. So
Which one?
the scene with where they made the pig stop breathing.
Oh yeah, what
I didn't
was
like that. So I'm gonna dock him half a Manny.
that scene went on for a while.
I didn't like it.
For a while.
Yeah, it was like the Russian version of that scene from Talladega Nights when they're praying over the Kentucky Fried Chicken and baby.
Right.
It's the Russian version.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm giving 4 Mannies. I thought it was fun, movie. I'm sure that'll lead to more, movies down the road for those characters. I hope they bring a lot of them back. They're entertaining, a fun sort of family-ish movie.
Yeah.
What do you think, Francis?
I'm gonna give it a 3. I was gonna give it a 3.5 until the pig thing was brought up, and then I'm docking them a 0.5 penalty. So I'm giving them a 3 Mannies out of 5. Again, the dropped accents just bugged me.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just bugged me, and that was like, there was that scene. It was in that scene where I really noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, why couldn't they just like, I don't know, reshoot that? And that's the other. It was. I think it was a little long, but those movies always are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour, 20-minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that 5-act movie, which I'm just not a big fan of, because it's like you've solved the problem, but then you're gonna go, oh no, we have to do something else to solve the problem. So they add that third big act. Because, or in this case, it was, we're just going to stretch out the problem.
Right.
Like, oh my God, can this just be over? So I'm going to give it, that's why I give it a 3. But, it's what you pay for. It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
The Suicide Squad.
When does that come out?
August 6th.
Okay.
Yep.
So
we will review that, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll be reviewing that movie. I think I can sit through that one. I think I can sit through that one. Though I did not make it through the Harley Quinn movie. So
you couldn't?
No.
Okay. Wait, which one? The Birds of Prey?
The Birds of Prey movie.
Okay.
No, I like Suicide Squad.
I thought that was a fun movie. Ewan McGregor just chewing scenery for 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just fell asleep. But that happens to me a lot, just in general.
We need to start the movie early for you, Francis.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe start at like 2 in the afternoon after I get all my butt dial calls in.
Yeah, get all your FaceTimes in. And
yeah, exactly. Well, that's another exciting episode. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it. I'm
just wrap it up.
Yeah, there you go. I'm look at me. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no music. There we go.
Yeah,
I got it. But
I'm Susan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Francis. And you've been watching Much Ado About Nothing.
Much more.
Much more ado. Not the Shakespeare play.
Much more ado about nothing. And like this, whatever music I'm playing blows.
Did it just end?
No, I just this is not the right song.
I love it. It sounds great.
But so please hit the like button or watch another episode, maybe like that one.
Yeah, like, subscribe.